So how's it going, Devil Anna?
It's going good. I'm not the devil.
That's a little inside joke for you. Maybe we'll explain it later. Maybe we won't. But
Because red.
yeah, because the red halo on you right now.
Hey, do I have the devil's laugh?
A little bit of a cackle there. A little bit of a cackle.
I let him know every day he can't have me.
Right, right.
Which is what this podcast is about.
Were you shanking?
Oh, I would mess him up. Are you kidding me?
Mess
He
him
don't
up.
want to mess with me.
No,
I
don't
think he
mess with
gave
you.
up on me a long time ago.
Yeah, he don't want to mess with you. That's for sure.
So
You sent me a link.
I
It
sent
was
you a
interesting.
link.
Tell us about it.
It was Bryann Trejo's wife. So Bryann Trejo is this pastor, and he also does Christian rap, and I listen to him like all the time. I like his rap. It's helped me get through mornings of getting you through and giving you hope. And then his wife went live the minute she found out that he was doing XYZ, and she just let her rip, let me tell you. And so I sent it to you. I'm like, oh my God, this is like, I know it probably meant so little to you because you didn't know anything about it, but I'm like, this is huge. And everybody had a podcast talking about what they had just heard and how he stepped down. And, she went to find him afterwards, and he was suicidal, and she doesn't know where they're going, but, she went live right when she was in the most pain. And I sent it to you, and I'm like, let me keep listening to this music after I know what he did. God was still using him as an instrument. It's sometimes you don't know what the preacher on the stage is doing behind the scenes, but what they're saying, if that brings out the Holy Ghost and it shakes the walls, then it's helping. So I think the best thing for Bryann Trejo was that he got caught, and now he can become anew.
Right.
But me and you feel differently about that.
I do feel a little bit differently about that, but I'm not like I know that the trope of redemption is a thing.
I just believe that
But
he deserves some chastisement for what he's done. But I believe that now he'll be closer to God than ever because he's caught. He's caught. Now, if he comes up in a few weeks with this new woman and they're in a relationship, I think I will lose a whole lot of respect for him. He needs to just sit by himself with God and come clean and probably get baptized again, in my opinion, and become anew, honestly. But I still listen to his music, and I like his music, but I did feel like it was a little bit judgmental. And when I heard about him giving someone grief over getting a tattoo, it was like, wow.
yeah.
They had a show where they were like, let the person get a tattoo. Like, he has tattoos all over him because it was before he got saved, when he was in prison. Let the person get a tattoo. And then I'm looking, and I have my last tattoo is a religious tattoo, and leave it alone. Like,
Right.
I went to a church a few weeks ago, and the lady was talking about drawing blood, doing a tattoo, and that's how they, talking about Jesus's blood. And I thought, lady, take your earrings out. Like, literally, that's blood too. Stop it.
Yeah.
And that turned me off from the church. But then I started seeing people fall out everywhere, and I've never seen that before. So one lady was on the floor, and I kept looking around. They put a blue covering over this person, and the crying, and I don't know about falling on the floor and crying, but I got down there and I just put my hand on this person, and I just said, God, whatever you want, put it through me to heal this, to help this person to feel. I can't heal anybody, but I was rubbing her head. Help me comfort this person. Help her feel whatever you want her to feel. And I was rubbing, and they made me stop. And from what I understand, I wasn't supposed to do that, but it was such new territory for me. But either way, we're getting off topic. So with the Bryann Trejo thing, I think it's just, it's such a shame because his wife is very beautiful, and they have a little baby, and, You know, she's, from what she said, she's been really going through it. She sings with him, and she said she dimmed her light for him.
She dimmed her light for him.
If you've ever seen her, I've actually sent you a clip where
But
I showed her. It was her singing,
uh-huh.
and I was talking about it, and I was like, oh my God, I want to get with her so that maybe she would approve that to be in the beginning of my intro. You remember I told you this second to this second was, which was her. Why do you love us so much? You know, is what she was singing. She sings like an angel. So what if she's dimming her light and this guy's been cheating on her, and anytime they don't get along, he rents at a hotel in town, and it's like, this makes no sense. And then his main work is in Dallas, which is where his other woman is, and she thinks every time he leaves the house now he's having an affair. And it was just hard to listen to.
Right.
And I don't think she wants any ill will towards her husband either. You know?
Yeah.
I don't. I think this is his chance. This is it. This right here shows your redemption. Come on. Get alone. Get with God. You're not going to be with the mistress and have the vote of the people.
So I take a different approach to redemption. I know redemption happens. I understand redemption happens. I understand people do it every day. People do it all the time. I do not believe anyone has any hope of redemption until they show you otherwise.
So you're thinking him being forced
Right.
is not
What would
really
happen
the
if he
way.
didn't get caught? Like, he's going to have to show.
Yeah.
He's going to have to show that he's willing.
His whole empire's gone. He stepped down right away.
It should be gone, but it's not. Because we have seen preachers before. We saw it with Jim and Tammy Faye Baker. They're still preaching.
Right.
We've seen it with numerous other people. They'll get to cry these big crocodile tears and like.
Oh yeah.
The concept of, I think in the church, the concept of redemption is taken completely wrong. I think that redemption has to be earned. Until it's not earned,
it
doesn't
to be
exist.
Earned. It has to be hardcore earned.
We're willing to give people a pass before they earn it.
No, I'm not willing to give them a pass. I'm saying I hope this is what happens.
The fact that they can continue their ministry just right after it happens.
I haven't even looked the last few days because I've been busy, but I want to.
Well, if this guy is preaching in a year, it takes longer than a year for this. Like, how long did it take him to build that
The
trust?
thing was that it wasn't only that he betrayed his wife; he betrayed God.
Well, he's walking a walk. He's talking but not walking, and that's a violation of trust. Not only to God, to everyone he has ministered to. It makes them question whether or not what he told them and what he inspired them to do.
It didn't me.
It's not going to everybody. But
see, the thing is that I believe that you can still be used as an instrument. Yeah. Look at me.
Well, that's true.
I have no reason to sit here and say that God has changed my life and things are happening for me, unless it's, from where I'm sitting to many people.
You are honest. He was not, and that's the key. You're up front.
I'm not honest to everybody about what I do. What do you think I'm?
Right here in this context,
I am.
This is where you're ministering.
Absolutely.
But this is where you're ministering, and right here you're honest.
Right here I'm absolutely honest.
This is where it counts. He's not. He's not, because he's talking out of the side of his mouth when he writes his lyrics, when he writes his messages, when he counsels somebody one-on-one, because all ministers do that.
Right.
And
it just broke my heart. It just really did.
If it broke your heart, think about what it did to somebody who was studying underneath him.
Right.
Think about how it's gonna shake them and throw their walk off.
I just think the whole tattoo thing and his judgments are his own.
Yeah.
Of what he was doing, but I hope that he comes to. I hope that God touches him, and I hope that he can become anew. If it takes a year, if it takes 2 years, I hope that he can become anew.
People opposing tattoos are ridiculous anyway. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like it's a drawing on your body. That's all it is. It's a drawing on your body. It'd be the
it's
same thing if you took a marker and wrote on your body. It's the same thing.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying because it gets to the flesh. And
Well, that's the same. That's an Old Testament view. That's a pre-covenant view. The Bible says you shouldn't eat pork. The Bible says you shouldn't do all these things in the Levitical law, right?
right,
Jesus abolished the Levitical law. Doesn't apply to us.
right. Oh,
Otherwise,
oh,
I'm a Southerner. I eat pork barbecue.
I love
So,
pork.
so like it's ridiculous. You're splitting hairs when you start talking about somebody shouldn't tattoo. Shut up. That's what I tell people.
But it was just a sign that he was
Yeah.
doing something on his own
Right.
to point fingers elsewhere. And I just hope that
Yeah.
I hope he finds his redemption, and I hope that he, comes anew. I hope him and his wife can work it out.
Well, I mean, speaking of his wife, that's the real impacted person here.
She was so hurt.
Right. And she had put, from what you said, her whole life on hold for this man
That's what she said.
to
Yeah.
participate in his ministry.
Yeah.
And
going to church alone, reading the Bible alone, waking up in the middle of the night, and him on his phone on silent for years. It's just heartbreaking what she has known. She said she went in the closet and asked God to show her, and she knew, but then she got confirmation. So everybody was tearing her down. So you went in the closet and someone told you something. How do you know from the closet? And it's like, no, she just got a phone call. It just
Yeah.
happened. She got proof.
yeah.
And when she found him, she said, had she not, God told her to go, and had she not went, he might not be here.
Yeah. And you said some people come out and doubted her story, like their belief in that man was so strong.
Someone had said it was all for show.
Someone said that's all for show. This woman
And I said,
here.
you haven't seen the show. And it was definitely real. It was definitely heartbreaking. It was definitely blood curdling.
Yeah. So people watching this don't know us. They don't know the dynamic here. They don't know that you're a conservative lean and I'm a liberal lean.
I
Conservative
don't
lean.
bring politics, but I'm kind of in the middle.
I'm using it to frame something here. This is not a politics
show.
we're
definitely different on some things and the same on some things.
So, in my circles, there's a statement that says, believe women. And it doesn't exist so much in conservative circles.
No.
Do you think that a woman is going to come out and say, my husband of X years, who I put this amount of trust in, has been cheating on me for this amount of time? Do you think a woman would go through the embarrassment
Yes.
of saying that?
Yes.
You think they would?
Yes. I don't believe she did, but yes.
Yeah. I have a hard time swallowing that.
In this world, I think that women have bypassed men in the effery that's going on.
Really?
And oh yes, I think that women have bypassed men by far. We are not the wives. We are not the women of the Bible. That is for sure. Nowhere near it. Can you imagine in 60 years someone showing a picture of their grandma and Daisy Duke Schwartz twerking?
Yeah, but
that's what we're looking at right now.
And I'm not saying that woman doesn't exist, the booty short twerker and the
I'm just saying I've seen
wife.
So much.
These two people exist, but you've seen so much. Why? Because social media.
Because of women in the industry, the way that they act and talk.
So
there's a lot. Hold on now. There's a lot. There's not only the industry. There's promiscuous women that are not in the industry. There's cheating women that get caught all the time. Come on now.
But
women have bypassed men by far.
That's always existed.
It's not to this level.
Yeah.
Used to in the 80s and 90s, the women were crying, why did he cheat on me? Why this is this? Yeah. They were like, hold my beer. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Well, the 304 is the oldest profession in the world.
It is.
It's the oldest profession, so it's existed since people learned they could make money doing it.
But not only that, women have just started running over men, and I've seen it. I've seen it, and I believe it.
Yeah.
You can't take my beliefs because we believe differently.
We do. We do.
It's okay.
I just don't know that I'm ever going to agree that it's any different than it's ever been.
I just wish you've seen and heard some things that I have.
Oh, we've talked. I've seen
because
a lot.
we're still human beings, even sex workers.
Yeah.
You know, even at the end of the day, the sex worker is after one thing, and that's that one thing, and that's no matter what she's got to say or do to get it. And if that's to make you feel hurt for her, that she's been abused and she's been beaten and this to get money out of you, that's what she's going to say.
Yeah.
If a woman is scorned, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. You heard that?
I am.
I'm that woman because I was when I was married, and I think I would have done anything to get my husband's attention, even lie.
Have you ever beaten the crap out of a man in the back of a cop car?
Yes.
I know you have because you've told me the story. You want to share it here?
Well, I was on drugs, and we pulled up to a hotel, and of course I was in the industry I was on drugs, and he was selling it, and I guess he went to sell someone something, and we pulled up, and I heard him say, yeah, I put $50 on her books, and I said, whose books? Who are you giving money to? And so he acted like it was nothing, so we just started fighting, and I heard someone running up saying, there's a man beating a woman in a car. And they got us both out of the car, and they saw the scratches on his face, and they were like, well, who's beating who? And they handcuffed us both and put us in the same police car, in which I said, you want to give somebody money? You're going to need money now. So I leaned back and put my feet up and started kicking them in the back of the car. And I just said, you're going to be sorry. Was that bitch worth sending $50 to now? So we went to jail together once again.
Over $50.
It doesn't matter. It's the idea
I know.
Who is this that you're sending $50 to?
Yeah.
You've left me alone several times, and I just wasn't. I felt like I wasn't pimpable because he'd leave and I'd sell his stuff, and I was going against the grain in any way that a pimp and a woman should be, until I ran into a pimp that didn't hit and really did a number on me later on in life.
Right.
When I wasn't on drugs and I was just basically brainwashed. But that one was just what you would call a gorilla pimp.
Gorilla pimp, yeah. We're going to have an episode that focuses entirely on the types. We're going to describe them.
Well, we did. And it came up, the love in the industry. Yeah, it came up, but mine was a quiet pimp. He was the one that really did the most damage. I wish it would have been physical. Yeah. I would have got out of there before that, because I'm a fighter. I don't accept anyone doing me dirty. So I was lied to, and it was quiet. I knew I was stolen from. I was taken advantage of, and I was the idiot. And it was quiet, and he was the good guy. I had the same doctor for 15 years, and I've already had 2 husbands since, and he's still talking about this guy. Everybody thought he was this great guy, and he can convince you. Yeah. That's how good he was. But he had already ran over 3,000 girls before I found him. So, that little 4 years and over 100 girls that he wanted me to answer the phones for, honestly, he got mad at me because I prefer work. He didn't want me to be independent and make my own money.
Yeah.
So every time we fought, he took the phones, and his daughter answered the phone for him, which was creepy.
That is creepy.
To answer the phone for the girls, yeah.
That's more.
It was sick. Sick. His relationship with his daughter. And so you couldn't say anything, though.
Yeah.
God forbid. But all of that got me where I'm at now. And I am pimp free, man free. I've been single for years. I don't even know if someone could put up with me. It would take a special one.
I mean, if you think, put in your application, Christian304.com. That's not
a dating line.
No, it's not, but like it's a line.
I'll pray with you,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to play with you.
Well, I've read your TikTok DMs. There's plenty of.
I haven't even read.
You don't. They're bad. You got like one of them is.
Are they hating on me yet?
No.
Darn.
They're actually hitting on you.
See, the thing is that with you agree with a lot of what I say as far as where I'm at now, because you know that I've earned where I'm at now, and mentally, emotionally, I've earned it. I've earned the right
for where you are. Yes.
Yes, I've earned the right to say I want to help other girls because I've been there.
Yeah.
I've earned that right.
Right.
But so I need someone that's going to go against me. And so you're saying they're not giving me hate. They're flirting with me. I'm not marriage material. I will mess you up. I'm not there yet. You better wait till I get closer to God because you're in trouble.
You hear she's going to cut you. She's going to cut you if you mess with her. So.
It's been a while since I've done that. Yeah, so it's Bryann Trejo. I hope that you get closer to God. I hope that you and your wife find recovery and you change every way that you were doing of leaving the woman alone. Like be by her side and let God make you anew. Yeah. Let him. This is what I hope. And I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to say leave. I would ordinarily say that. And if she does, then I wish her the best. She's beautiful. Yeah. She is absolutely beautiful. So she can find anyone she wants. But, 13 years from what she said is a long time. And I don't know why men.
But from what she said, he's been checked out the entire time.
He's been checked out. Maybe he will check back in.
Well, was he ever
Bryann Trejo, check back in, please.
Was he ever checked in is the question.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know the guy.
I think he was checked into the Word of God and he strayed. Okay? Yeah. I think he was true. I think he was sincere, and I think that he strayed. He's a human being.
Yeah, I did read some lyrics. I cannot listen to his music. I do not like it. It is not redneck, and I can't listen to it.
It's not redneck?
It's not redneck, and I cannot listen to it.
It wakes me up in the morning. It gives me a great day to know that God is on my side. Like, I love listening to that.
What does it do that Willie Nelson singing Blue Eyes Crying?
No, I would go back to sleep. I'm trying to wake up. I need some thump, thump, thump. I need something... Tupac and all that. This is not healthy music at all. Now, hey, Tupac is always going to be Tupac. Do not talk about Tupac.
I barely even know who Tupac is.
Oh dear.
No, I'm kidding. I know who he is. I'm not that familiar with his art. Okay,
I am because I come up on it. But I had to get off the Cardi B. I had to get off Megan Thee Stallion. What they're rapping about is nothing healthy.
It's too perverted.
It's so anti-man. It's so pro. Let me take his money. Let me take advantage of him. I cannot do Cardi B. I cannot do Megan Thee Stallion. I can't do it anymore. Right. I actually found myself listening to trap music. And this is the alternative to waking up with some thump thump, okay?
Music, trap music.
So Bryann Trejo, thank you for your music, and I do believe your lyrics. I believe that you believe them, and you are still changing lives, and continue to do so. Please get together with God and become anew, Bryann.
You heard her, Bryann.
You heard me, Bryann.
She's coming for you.
I have tried to be on his page where I can. Maybe they don't know who I am, but
not yet.
Maybe no one does.
Not yet. So
look, man,
we got like 300 subscribers. No one knows yet.
Right. So I hope that this is his time for redemption, real redemption, like true redemption. This is the time to just lay it all out. How many were there? You need to tell this woman everything and gain her back by doing so, because 1 or 10 really doesn't matter. Once you come clean, it's the fact that you're being honest. Right. So please, make us all have faith in you again. I have it. I have it. Okay. I have it. So thank you for this episode and joining us, and we will see you next time.
And they should do 2 things.
What's the two things?
If they want to reach out, they should go
Christian304.com.
And they should also, if they're wherever they're watching, they should hit like or subscribe.
Like
or
and subscribe, please. I need the followers.
Or
I can't go
comment
live.
on the video. Comment on the video.
Comment on the video. I'm looking for good topics, and sometimes you get those from the comments. And one guy said, am I supposed to treat a hoe like she's not a hoe? And so that's a good topic, I think. and I was like, what happened to people's grandfathers? My grandfather would have said a hoe was a hoe. Well, that's your problem right there. Because most grandfathers say, you talk to a lady like she's a lady, no matter who she is.
But that's more of a societal thing. Like, even back in the 2000s, we had a rapper named Ludacris.
I know Ludacris.
Ludacris has a song called Use a Hoe.
Yep.
And it's got a verse that says, you can't make a hoe a housewife. Hoes don't act right.
Yep. And he's not completely wrong.
Hoe tendencies are in the hoe activities. Hoes are your friends.
He's not completely wrong.
Yeah. So it's like,
I just feel like I'm in a different place finding God, that it will be different this time, probably because I'm waiting and I'm letting God lead me now. So
the difference is, I don't think Luda was talking about workers. I think Luda was talking about just ratchet women in general.
Ratchet.
Yeah, ratchet
and
women.
there's a lot.
There are ratchet women. Yeah, there are ratchet men,
No, there's more ratchet women.
Oh, I don't know, man. I know
there's like 60-year-old players still that are men. They wait till they're like 78 and they're broken down and broke back, can't walk. And then they're like, I want just one woman to settle down with. What the hell?
Where were you?
Where were you when you actually could do something?
Yeah. Where were you?
So it's I'm looking for a man of God at the end, so they probably wouldn't be on this TikTok.
It's like, bro, I'm gonna be changing your diapers in 4 years. What the hell? I don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I find peace by myself with God, and I'd like for someone to help me find my peace with that person when he arrives.
Good.
So thank you for joining, everybody, and until next time, just keep prayed up.
All right. Later.
Bye.